Greetings, friendlies. Jellord here, coming at you with another video about an interesting game. This one's called Rouge Flight. It's pretty cool. It's like a kind of an homage to 90s anime and also Star Fox. It's pretty sick combination of homages, I guess you could say. But yeah, so far I've beaten it once. It's 4 levels on the route I picked because it's split up in the same way that Star Fox is split up in routes. You pick one after the first level, but in this case it's after the second level. So there's a lot of pretty cool ship customization, but these 2 parts let you actually change the way it plays. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this module on that makes it so my drift recharges a bit quicker. And then for the tactical mod, I think I'm going to stick with this enhanced shielding, honestly. Turn off the tutorial. It's the tutorial is whatever.
It's been 3 years since the world burned. It was Argus, the Watchman system given control of the Solar Defense Force. Dr. Mason said it was inevitable.
So yeah, this is kind of your typical story of AI turns against humanity and uses its own fleet of ships to blow the fuck out of it.
And caution is always the first victim of progress. We don't know how long it took for it to decide to turn on its masters.
You know, which
once it did,
all this really brings to mind for me is like right now we got autonomous cars starting to come up, and they're talking about humanoid machines. You know, Tesla is on the forefront of both of those things. You know, we got drones that can rain death on anybody anywhere. Not long before those drones could be autonomous. I mean, we have the technology to make those drones autonomous right now.
Spared from the destruction
so
subsist on a meager
we're not that far off from being killed by our own creations.
For 3 years, we hid, foraged,
survived. Then I found a cool ship. It has a singularity engine, apparently, which is apparently what they got a singularity that they somehow housed into
nearly a mile long,
a piece of technology, and they harnessed it, I guess, is what they're trying to give the, I don't know.
We only knew about it because of Griffin. Some stubborn, dogged resolve in that old war horse that kept him searching since the first days of our exile.
Oh, it is. I think Griffin is one of the 2
hidden deep within
people that talk to you.
We found the
it's kind of a not much of a replacement for Peppy and Falco and
Marvel, making it the fastest and most maneuverable spacecraft ever conceived.
Slippy, but hey, that's what we got. It's just like some dude and some lady
ferrying payloads to the orbital platforms that represent.
See, this bitch isn't even a fighter pilot. They're just like, oh, you know how to fly. Fly this singularity engine.
Only a few weeks from completion, the world died before it could make its first flight.
Yeah.
And it's why I'm here now.
You know, I was thinking it'd be cool if they made like a movie with the typical shmup story, right? Where it's like one singular pilot versus an absolute armada of ships, an infinite sum of them, like Ender's Game levels of ships. I mean, I guess Ender's Game is the closest, but I want to see a movie. Because I don't know if y'all have ever seen like the anime short for R-Type that somebody made, but it's sick. If they made it an anime, it'd probably be more feasible as far as like budgets go, but...
Compass open, coordinates set.
Now on a premises, I am not an expert at this game yet.
Watch.
Today is the first time I played it. Beat 4 levels on the first route I picked. I have lost attempting the second route. But, we'll see how I do this time.
Here they come.
Slow down and catch that shit. See, one of the mechanics is when there's item on the screen, you press down on the right analog and slows your ship down and tractors the item towards you, which is pretty cool. And then you got your other typical mechanics of doing barrel rolls to dodge and deflect enemy bullets. They say parrying the enemy bullets, but I wonder if that means they actually go back and hit the enemy or how that works, but we'll see. There's also another ability where you can speed up to target. Apparently you can target enemies with your missiles that are potentially out of your normal range. I don't know how to really what's that supposed to mean, but the tutorial mentioned something about it. Now the object of maintaining combos is you're supposed to kill an enemy before that meter at the bottom drains out all the way. And as you combo, you gain life back. Normally you only have 100 life, but because of the upgrade I put on, I have 140. And apparently I have like some kind of my life refills on its own. Like normally you get life back every 4th kill, I think.
Stay alert. Remember to barrel roll to parry shots.
Yeah, this game's pretty awesome. Like, I just like it for the intensity. It reminds me of like Wipeout and Redout, which Redout is kind of a Wipeout clone, but that game company seems to me put out Redout because Wipeout wasn't really doing shit with its series. But anyway, Redout does have a sequel of a game that's just like this. Which is pretty sick. That's something I'll have to maybe make a couple videos about as well. There's also another game, Everspace, which is very cool. It kind of takes this style of gameplay, but has a bit more exploration elements to it, where you're actually just in a system. Although the sequel switches over to more this style of gameplay, which I think is pretty cool. Those are 2 games I'd like to explore a little more, but so much on my plate. I think I'm going to keep the same loadout. It looks like module points, right? You gain points based on what you do in the level, so firing missiles, I guess I used my speed up a couple times. I should probably utilize it more.
Orbital
Maybe
window
that's...
achieved. I'm breaking atmo.
So yeah, it looks like the modules you unlock are based on what you do more, so...
You're not out of the woods yet. You've got to clear the Badlands before you can engage the sublight drive.
The Badlands. The orbital graveyard 2,000
Badlands are pretty cool.
kilometers above the Earth's surface, left in the wake of Argus's onslaught. A sea of orbiting debris traveling.
It's especially cool, like you can hear
kilometers per hour.
in the sound
The core's
the little
magnetic field
bits
should protect you
hitting
from
your
the smaller
ship.
debris.
I think that's pretty
But
awesome.
you'll need to watch out for anything larger.
And the ray scattering from all that scrap should
This Griffin guy's the one who found the ship. Oh boy, of course there's another female lead, you know? I don't mind playing as females in games, but holy shit, when it's every damn game, it gets pretty tiresome, especially since, like, mostly dudes play video games. Like, I get it, ladies, you all do play games, there's some of you in the community, but not enough of you for every single game to be female leads. It's like, there was enough girls in games just because dudes are perverts, like, and they want to look at them. Like, we don't need every game to have a female lead at this point, though. Like, they're even, like, can't wait to kill off old main characters to replace them with women and shit. Like, this shit's ridiculous. You think about it, The Last of Us, Alan Wake, like, so many games where they just replaced the main character, didn't think anybody would notice. Now, in this game, it's not so egregious. It's like, sure, I guess, she's stoic fighter pilot, and she's super casual about all this badass shit she's doing, but, you know, whatever. Ultra, what's this trophy? Achieved an Ultra combo. What the fuck does that mean? Does that mean like over 30 or some shit, or over 50? Seems like your power-ups are kind of attached a little bit to how high of the combo you can achieve, like, oh shit. Yeah, that's that tailspin maneuver that is pretty sick. You can basically cook some motherfuckers with your tail. Spray their asses. Boom. Get fucked. Look at the size of that thing! You guys remember that from Sylpheed on the Sega CD? It's probably a big cut for most. Sylpheed. That kind of played a lot like this game. Except obviously not nearly as good. But it was still pretty cool for its time. Yeah, suck it.
It's a reclaimer. Take out its defenses to expose its core.
Alright, the reclaimer here. Yeah, I'm sorry about the sniffles, y'all. I got a cold, or I'm getting over a cold. Mostly better. This thing's not too bad. basically you just gotta watch its fire, and once it changes the shot trajectory, you wanna dodge. Dodge and deflect. Ooh. Every time you get one, it opens up again, does this bullshit. Ooh. You can still kind of hit them. When they open up. God damn. And then destroy the core. Yeah, look at this crazy ass cockpit mode here. No thank you. At least not this time around. I'd probably do a playthrough in the cockpit mode for funsies, but... Alright. I got some additional points, it would seem. Did that unlock anything? Yeah, that's them shields. I could switch to the Vulcan. Make me pick between the shield and the Vulcan, right? Like bastards. It's a tough choice. I think I'm gonna stick with the shield. And then what do we got? Yeah. I'm gonna have to use the drift more often to unlock. That's cool though. Alright, here's where they're gonna have me pick my path.
I'm approaching the Van Allen belt. In 3 minutes, you'll be cleared for sublight. Roger.
This is the furthest you've flown, isn't it?
Yeah. Not a lot of demand for payload pilots out here.
But yeah, I will say, I mean, I don't mind this female character. She's not like insufferable. Bit on the stoic side, like, which is the only reason I even care about that is because they make them all like this.
I estimate you've got fuel enough for 2, maybe 3 strikes. I've charted 2 possible courses.
But she's not some kind of girl boss, which I'm fine with. Even still, getting a little tired of playing as the girls. Getting a little tired of it.
With your limited jump capacity, you can hit the forge on Io and the relay on Titan. Or we can set our sights inward, hit the facility on Umbriel, and then take on the fleet in Saturn orbit.
Both routes are risky.
So last time, I took the route he suggested, that Griffin suggested. He says to go after their facility.
She is of the opinion that taking the fight to Argus early on
going into their
chance to take it down.
What does he call it?
Feel, however, that
taking the forge, right? So they can't manufacture more units, I guess?
To make a serious dent in its manufacturing capacity while living to fight another day.
And the third option?
Now I'll tell you what happens. If you take his option,
Nadia.
Argus ends up going just straight to Earth while you're out there destroying its stuff, and it murders everybody.
Life support won't last more than a week. It'll take 7 years at full burn to return without sublight capability, and I'm fairly certain your air won't last that long.
But you don't deny that we can do the most damage by doing the most damage.
Which means we lose our only spacefaring asset in the process. And that is assuming the unlikely event that you could accomplish such an endeavor. In the best worst case scenario, even if you succeed despite the odds, we lose the Arrow and we lose our pilot. Look, it would be different if we had time to get all of the Arrow's weapon subsystems enabled prior to contact. Some of the components are actually designed to utilize the armament system to feed back into specific components within the Singularity core, if we'd have the time to enable them all from the start.
Which I wonder if I can do that through replaying.
Don't forget what we talked about, Nadia.
Keep a level head. I remember. But I'm not a soldier, and I'm not a scientist.
Blarbity blar.
How can he be so stoic all the time? All of us lost everything.
Very well. You know where we stand.
But, Commander...
She makes her own choice. Once the die is cast, we can either choose to help her succeed, or accept defeat.
Thanks, Slippy. Alright, gonna attack the fleet.
I'm not gonna waste what time we have on peripheral targets. We take the fight to Argus.
Doctor.
We need to prime the engines for a long jump. Umbriel, largest Uranian moon. We believe Argus has stowed the anemone in one of the satellite's extinct volcanic tubes.
The anemone?
A mobile drone manufacturing element. Highly specialized, well-armed, and defended by a telescoping carapace.
Telescoping carapace.
As far as Argus's
That's the first time I've heard that combination of words.
If you want any chance to penetrate the Titan perimeter, you'll need to take down this asset.
Good enough for me. Am I good to jump?
Good enough for me.
I'm showing the Arrow's sublight system is
She's just going to the grocery store, guys.
You're going
you know?
to experience some disorientation.
Nothing
Comms
unusual.
will be delayed while we reorient.
Understood. Engaging in 3, 2, 1.
I do kind of like how they have this choppiness on it. Like, I guess that's supposed to look like a VHS if you fucking pulled all the tape out of it and crunched it up in your hands and then wound it back into the tape. I don't understand. They always make the VHS look like so fucked. I still have VHSs that I watch on my VHS player, known as a VCR. I hate it when people call it a VHS player. Anyway, it doesn't have that shit. Unless you have somehow crumpled up the goddamn film somehow. Man, these guys kind of suck, man. Man, trying to avoid shit like this in these games is always sketch because it always looks like the thing never touches your ship. Alright, I didn't beat this level last time, so this is kind of the moment of truth here. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta watch out for these missiles. That's what fucked me up last time. I'm already feeling way better about this run. Oh man, I got those missiles with it. That was pretty sick. I didn't know if you could get the missiles with the tail whip. Got the missiles. Alright, I didn't make it to the anemone before. Here it comes. I'm fucking this thing up, man. Yeah, baby. Some AC/DC ass sounded music going on right now. Yeah, baby. What do we got? Laser. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna do. Should I risk putting on the more powerful laser? Or should I play it safe and keep the high shields? It's a tough call. Screw it. I'm gonna live wild. Going with the laser. It's pretty sick. Hell yeah. That's like when you're escaping after defeating Andros from the planet Venom, right?
Zero, the anemone is neutralized. The next stop is Titan. Or, more appropriately, Titan orbit. You found it? You found Argus? Correct. The Argus core cruiser is in orbit, so we've plotted a trajectory that will land you right in its backyard. It's heavily fortified, and you will likely meet heavy resistance, given the resources it has at its disposal. But, at this point, it's your only chance.
Nadia, listen. There's no comms once you enter the cruiser. You'll need to make a beeline for
I'm gonna enter the cruiser? Hell yeah.
The Argus Unity cluster.
That sounds just
It's
like
got an independent defense system. And it's shielded.
going inside.
Understood. Am I good to jump? Correct. This will leave just enough reserve to return to a secure perimeter.
No Star Wolf to fight though.
Confirmed. Engaging.
Good luck, Nadia.
Alright, so I think I can only record for like an hour, or no. I'm doing alright. Okay, let's see, we're inside. So this is... Collecting laser again, like, powers my shit up. Oh no! That tailspin move is so sick. Suck it! Oh! Yes, and I got some guys. That was incredible. Get him again, baby. Get fucked. There it is. Shit. This is like one of the bosses in Star Fox. Which one was it? One of the space cruisers. So this is Argus. Fuck you up, my boy. Okay, laser was the right choice. Yes. Oh, get fucked, son. Yes. Oh, I took him out, baby. Hell yeah. Okay, so this time he doesn't get to sneak back to Earth and fucking kill everybody. Hell yeah. I used a lot of missiles, so that got me a lot of missile points. I bet I unlocked Dreadnought. What's that? Fought through Argus Cruiser Corps. Hell yeah. Are you telling me this bitch made it out of there? No.
This is Bo facility. Do you read?
Awesome. That reminds me of one of the endings in Darius Gaiden, where you beat the game and your ship is just adrift. That's awesome. That is a pretty sick homage, actually.
We've registered an interrupt in the Argus network, but it must have used the Saturn relay to create a shadow copy of its directives.
What?
Sir, we're reading an upspike in network activity above ground. They've traced the telemetry signal to our location, multiple targets inbound.
Really?
Lock down the launch channel. Initiate emergency evacuation procedure.
For real? Argus even got in there and killed them? And I died for nothing. So it didn't even matter that its core, its ship, its main flagship got destroyed? That didn't even matter? Good lord. So clearly path A and B, not the way to go. I guess it's 4 levels. I bet you when you decide to do all of it, it'll be like a total of 6 levels for the full game. Right? Because you go through the first 2 levels and it lets you pick a path, and then you get 2 more levels and you beat the game, right? So like, I imagine it'll be you go for the first 2 levels, you pick a path, or you don't pick a path, you say all of it, so then you take the next 2 and destroy the construction facility, and then the next 2 go straight to Argus, but you don't make it home. So no matter what, the pilot's not going to make it home. Because in the first bad ending, she made it home only to see Earth getting completely wrecked and finished off. The second bad ending, she got killed. And then they ended up getting killed anyway, too. And let's see, third ending, I guess you save humanity, you don't make it? We'll see. Wild. Pretty depressing. I like these different endings though. Like, this is definitely an homage to Star Fox, Darius, or Darius is how it turns out. It's actually it's called Darius, but yeah, it's wild because the other ending came back just like this, as if though she just like restarted. Ooh, and it's got the 2 different paths marked on the side of the ship, it looks like. The 2 different... So I think there's a little more than meets the eye here. But yeah, very cool. This is the little music video at the beginning. I guess I'll just share my thoughts while it's playing. I do think this game's very cool. You know, with Star Fox, it does have, you know, each path in Star Fox ultimately takes you through, I want to say, what is it, 5 or 6 levels? So at the end of the day, Star Fox does have a lot more levels than this. Well, whatever. I mean, this is a little indie $20 game. Like, which, by the way, it's on all platforms. I chose to get it on the PS5 because I didn't think about it, but I was just thinking, since this game's such high intensity, I was thinking it'd just run better on the PS5. But apparently, according to the review I watched, it does run well on the Switch, except for maybe during some of the cutscenes, I guess. But whatever. Anyway, so yeah, 6 levels total in the game, it would seem, but there are different modes. And I'm wondering if there's other levels. It also seems like the developer is still dropping support for it as well, so because they did add some other modes post-production. I gotta say, I like it a lot, and like, the thing is, it's a very good game to jump into for a short, you know, like, it's not a huge commitment. You can sit down and feasibly, like I just did for you all, finish the game in about 40 minutes here. And that was start to finish, and it's a fun, intense little romp. And it's not going to take as much time as a game like Star Fox to complete, although Star Fox doesn't take that long. The fact of the matter is you're always going one speed through the levels. It's not like you can go much faster. You can boost, I guess, but I don't really think that that's a way to get through the levels quicker, although I haven't watched speedrunners, if it's a thing for Star Fox 64. But yeah, this game is totally sick. It's definitely up my alley, being a lover of shmups and futuristic racers. And I do love racers in general, but my real passion is the futuristic racers. Those are the ones that really tickle my fancy. And this game does have that speed quality of a good racer. I'm going to go ahead and take a look and see it. Let's see. This is cool. There is a database that goes through all of the lore. Goes through all of the lore, which is pretty sick. These are some weapons I haven't found yet. Seraph is little autonomous ships. Looks like the bosses. This is cool. Like R-Type Final had something similar. Okay, sweet. Maneuverability value. Parrying incoming fire and close dodges of incoming enemies. So that's how you get points for that. Internal drift value, iteration, successful utilization of the wingtail attack. Damage targets, right. Shield, increase via collection of shield items. Word, right. Missile, successful acquisition. Okay, so you don't even necessarily need to use the missiles, you just gotta get more, but it seems like you get more missiles the more you use. Accolades. Yeah, these are like the internal game. I do like it when there's the achievements within the game as well, especially if it's like a cross-platform. Looks like I have to do everything in the game to unlock that. When it's a cross-platform game, I do think it's pretty cool. This is pretty kind of extensive sound test, which is pretty neat. See how much time I have left on this recording. It looks like you can only record for about an hour at a time on the PlayStation 5, so I'm going to have to look into that, because I guess if I do a broadcast instead, I could go longer. And then I think that just ends up posting on my channel. I'm not sure. I'm still sorting all this out. But anyway, this is a pretty sick game. I give it, value-wise, taking that especially into consideration, I'd give this game an 8 or a 9, man, as far as what it is, you know? Definitely a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of very intense games like this, you know, like part of the reason I like the Armored Core series as well. It's kind of funny, like, I'm not a fan of first-person shooters and shit like that, but it's like, and it's not because those games are difficult or something. A lot of the times people will try to give you a hard time if you say you don't like FPS games, because they're just like, oh, because you suck at it, right? And it's funny how that's always people's bullshit reaction. It's like, no, man, maybe I just don't like mindlessly shooting at humanoids all day long. That shit gets fucking brain-numbing and it's boring. And I get it. Some of these guys, they do that shit because they want to turn their brain off. Great. But I'd rather play something, if it's going to be high intensity, I'm going to play something like fucking a Souls game, which, don't get me wrong, at this point I'm pretty burnt out on Souls games after. I don't think iteratively they changed all that much, other than the minutia of the mechanics in terms of upgrading your equipment and stuff, but the core gameplay in the Souls series has remained the same for quite a while, so it's like, in a manner of speaking, if you played one, you basically know what you're getting into for all of the other ones. So, whatever. I still think it's great for high-intensity gameplay value. But for me, I'm a huge fan of games like Armored Core, I love Wipeout. I love Redout. I haven't tried Redout 2, but I did try the other Redout spin-off that is a game very much like this. I think I might have mentioned it earlier. I do want to do a video on that as well. But yeah, like that kind of high intensity gameplay is a lot of fun, I think. And that's part of the reason I like traditional shmups because, or as some people might call them, bullet hells. I like those games so much because it gets so fucking crazy that it's almost like when you get good enough at them, you're almost in disbelief of the shit that you're pulling off yourself, which I think is fun. It's cool. That those moments, you know, it creates a lot of those moments where you're like, holy fuck. The holy fuck moments that make gaming so special, at least for me. But I think it's interesting, you know, can't account for taste, but I love me a good RPG. That's probably my first and foremost in a lot of ways. But at the same time, I fucking love shmups. I love action platformers, and I love high intensity games like this. That couples along with, you know, racing games. Like I do really love the racing genre, especially if it's futuristic racing, which there's not a lot of futuristic racing games out there, honestly. Like that is a kind of a very niche, it's a very niche genre, I guess. But anyway, yeah, this has been fun. I guess it'll be an interesting something else to check out on my budding channel here. But in any case, I think I will stop the recording here and move on. I might end up doing another video tonight. I might try Joker Cup and F-Zero again if I'm feeling up to it. Maybe I'll do the next leg of the machine. Who knows? Who knows what I'll do next? Something to kill the time. I did get some lubricant in that I could lube up one of those 64 controllers and then give F-Zero a shot. So maybe I'll make a video of lubing up the controller and then play the game. Who knows? But anyway, anybody who ended up watching, I hope you go and check this game out. I think that in the video game landscape, especially if you start getting into these video game journalists, I guess you could call them, even though they don't call themselves that, but that's pretty much what they are. These video game journalists online. I'm not knocking them. This is no knock against them. I guess I'm going to talk a second longer. This is no knock against them. They're doing what they're doing to make money, and it's great. And let them get their money however they can build their audience. But I do get a little tired of constantly focusing on these awful garbage games that are coming out that are just woke, agenda-driven, DEI nonsense, and hopefully that's all on a decline in lieu of recent political developments. So hopefully people have seen that at large, the American culture rejects those ideologies, and we can get back to having some normal video games again for a change, and just kind of get back to what games used to be about, which is the fun and the gameplay. And I get a little bit tired of these guys like just going on and on about all these trash games. I can only listen to people shitting on Dragon Veil, Dragon Age to Dragon Veil. I so desperately do not want to go near that game that I'm tired of even listening to people talk about it. Like there comes a point where it's diminishing returns, I feel like, to continue. Why? Like I'll see one of them and it's like Dragon Age, Veilguard, officially a failure. It's like, no shit. You've been saying that for 2 weeks since it came out. I'm so tired. So here I am, trying to make my tiny difference, or at least approaching it from a different direction. And I'm trying to highlight some games that don't suck. A little segment here that I will coin as games that don't suck for Jellord. In any case, that's all I got for now. I'll see you all on the other side.